Hello friends, in this video tutorial, let us see the concept of store procedures in TSQL. So for this, let us go to SSMS. Now let us create a table. Now the database that we will use is db_test. So let us create a sample table. Let us call it as tbl_products. Right? So the table is now created. Let us refresh. The table contains no records. Right? Now let us create a store procedure to insert records in this table. Now observe that for product size there are only three values which are valid values: S, M and L, that is small, medium and large. Any other value is invalid value, right? So let us go and create a store procedure which first of all checks the input parameter of size and sees whether it is either of these three values, S, M or L. And if it is now a valid value, then only it goes ahead and inserts the record in the TBL products table. So let us create this store procedure. So now the procedure has been created. So let us refresh. So you can see the procedure has been created, right? Now let us execute the store procedure. In order to execute the store procedure, we can either use execute or exec, okay, followed by the procedure name, and we have to then pass the parameters. We have two parameters, @name and @size. So we will pass the value of these two parameters. Now for the first two cases, we will pass valid values. Okay. For the third case, we will pass invalid value. X is not a valid value. Okay. So now the store procedure has executed, but it has not inserted any records. And now let us pass a valid value again. So again one row affected. That is, now this first, second and fourth executions have each entered one row, inserted one row in the database table, whereas the third execution has not inserted any records. So let us verify it. So we can see three records have been inserted. Okay, that is caps with size S, with size M, and again with size S, chains with size S. So that is the third record. Okay, now let us see how to use dynamic SQL programming within store procedures. So for this, we have created a store procedure. The syntax is create procedure, procedure name, then we are providing parameter, the data type of the parameter, we are specifying a sysname. Sysname is a special data type. It represents the objects which belong to the system, right? That is name of the table, for example, name of the table, name of the view, right? These are the kind of things that we can pass in sysname as begin, right, and followed by the end. Now within this begin and end, we'll begin try, we'll end try, we'll begin catch, and we'll end catch. So let us see what we are doing. So this is for error handling. Now within the try block, okay, within the try block, we will declare a @query and varchar variable. Now when we want to execute dynamic SQL, we need to declare variable of type and varchar and not varchar. Okay, it should be and varchar. Then set query equal to select star from the database name that we have passed to this store procedure plus sys.tables. So we will select the names of all the tables in that particular database. Now exec sp_execute SQL. This store procedure is a predefined store procedure, system provided store procedure, and this store procedure is used to execute SQL dynamically within store procedures. So followed by our @query variable, which has got the query ready to be executed. Okay, and this all is part of try block. Now let us see what is there in the catch block. So if there is any execution error at the runtime, then control will flow to catch block. Inside catch block, we will print that there is some error while executing the code, and we will throw back the error again to the calling store procedure or the calling environment. In this case, we will be executing from SSMS, so the error will come back to SSMS and it will be printed, okay, in the part of messages, right? Okay, so now we are ending the catch block and we are ending the store procedure. So let us create this store procedure. So now store procedure is created. Let us go and refresh. The name of the store procedure is USP_report_tables. So now this store procedure has been created. So let us pass the different database names. So let us pass master. So we can see all the tables that are there in master. let us pass the name of our database db_test, in which there are this many tables, right? So let us go and select this, let us execute, and we can see there are 8 tables, correct? Let us pass a wrong name, okay, a database which does not exist, and let us see whether it goes into catch block or not. So let us execute. So error while executing stored procedure code. So this print statement is getting executed. We can see it over here, right? And then as you return throw, as part of the messages, the exit exception that has occurred at the runtime is shown. That is message level followed by the line number and the exact message of the error, that is invalid object name and the whole object name that we have passed. Okay, so that is the way we are doing error handling in try and catch block. Okay, now, and we are in this stored procedure, we have also seen how to execute dynamic queries. Okay, now let us see third stored procedure. This stored procedure has got output parameter. Okay, so let us see how to execute it. So let us understand what we are doing in this stored procedure. So create proc. Okay, we can use the whole word create procedure, or we can also use create proc proc. Both are valid. Okay, there is a short form of procedure is also valid. Proc is also valid. Then followed by the procedure name, followed by the parameters that we want to pass, that is @color, that is varchar 30, and @count of rows. Now this we want as output from this stored procedure. So we will define data type and the keyword output. So this keyword output defines this particular variable, that is @count variable, to be of output, @count_rows variable to be of type output. Okay, now as, and then followed by the code inside the stored procedure. So what we are doing, we are just selecting a some data from the product table, right, with a var clause, with a group by cube clause. Okay, so this is only a select statement. It is just selecting some data from the product table. Now this is important. Set @count_rows is equal to @row count. @row count is a predefined variable, system variable. It stores the number of rows affected by the previous query. So in this case, in this select statement, whatever is the number of rows output by this select statement will be stored over here in the @row count variable, and that we will store as part of our stored procedure, local stored procedure variable, that is @count_rows variable, and this will output. Okay, this will output. So now in order to execute this stored procedure, we'll declare a @count of type int. It is of the same data type. Okay, then we'll write exec to execute the stored procedure, then followed by the name of the stored procedure. Okay, then we'll pass the first argument, that is color, that is red. Okay, and then comma, and then followed by the second argument, that is @count, which is our variable that we have defined, and of type out. This will specify that this variable is of type output, and it will have a value stored after the execution of the stored procedure is completed. And now in the next statement, let us print number of records is, followed by the value inside the count. Okay, value inside the count variable. Then that we have just typecasted to varchar 3, because we know that we want to concatenate it with the string. Okay, so now let us define this stored procedure. Now let us go refresh. So now output where stored procedure is created. So let us declare @count int variable. Let us pass it as output parameter, and let us see whether it has got a value or not. Okay, so let us execute. So now after execution of this stored procedure, 6 records are selected, are output by this stored procedure, because in this select statement 6 records are coming out. Okay, so that data is shown as part of the results, and important thing is this print statement that is shown as part of the messages. Okay, so if you go, number of records is 6. Okay, that we are able to see. So hence we can see that the value of @count variable has been outputted by this stored procedure, and we are able to print the value of that variable. Okay, as part of the messages. So I hope, friends, this video tutorial on TSQL stored procedures is useful to you. Thank you.